Introductions of the Week with Professor Brandenburg.
Well, welcome everybody to week 4. We are past the halfway point of the 7-week class here in the history and literature of the New Testament, if you can believe it. Oh my goodness gracious. All right. So going into week 4, some news and notes to be aware of. First of all, we do not have a virtual meeting this week. Thank you for last week's virtual meeting time. I had a great time with y'all. Hope you enjoyed that time of talking about the Gospels. But this week, no virtual meeting time, and we're going to dive deep. We're going to dive deep into Pauline theology, or the Apostle Paul's, St. Paul's theology, and reading Romans, reading 1st and 2nd Corinthians, which are huge. Guys, I can't even describe to you huge texts when it comes to understanding early church challenges, context, joys, all that kind of stuff, but also understanding how the earliest theology, the thoughts around God through the revelation of Jesus, the gospel, but through the teachings of Paul developed. It's huge out there. So be aware about it. Be looking how concepts of salvation and grace and sin and Holy Spirit are being developed by Paul in Romans or 1 Corinthians or 2 Corinthians. But also look for his pastoral touch, how he leads the church, how he deals with certain situations, both with sort of maybe a harsher approach or a law approach, but also sometimes with a more gospel or softer approach. So be looking for that as you read Paul. But the test, I'm going to go back to the test for a second. There is a test this week because we don't have a virtual meeting, and the test is about the gospel. So it's all the information's on the gospels. There's going to be a study guide for you guys down there. So check that out. Be ready. The only thing different from this test versus the last test is they're going to be a little bit more multiple choice, and I'm going to give you a little bit more time because I do not want time to be an issue. At the same time, I want you to be prepared. I want you to be prepared for this test. It isn't just going there and be able to look down at the book and copy the answers or whatever. I want you guys to be prepared for this test. So that is why that test time limit is there, is because if you're prepared, 75 minutes should be more than enough. But I am going to put a little bit more multiple choice in there and a little less short answers, just so maybe your short answer is a little bit more fuller, a little bit rounder, but you guys did fine. The last test, frankly, almost 90% average, so well done with that again. I said that last week, and I want to say it again. You'll do fine this week. But the study guide, the test, all that, my friends, is due Thursday night. And along with that, on Thursday night is your first original post from the prompt this week. And the prompt is, how does Paul balance the idea of sin and the idea of grace, especially in Romans 6? So be very aware of the concepts floating around in the whole book of Romans of sin and grace, but how does he balance this? How does he see both these concepts, especially in Romans 6? So looking forward to reading those posts, looking at that. And then your 2 responses. So your original post is due Thursday, just like your test. And your responses to 2 separate classmates will be due on Sunday night. And along with Sunday night, of course, will be your video response reaction paper as well. So you get to watch videos on Romans and 1st and 2nd Corinthians. It really is good videos. I think the Bible Project does good on everything, but they really do a great job on this one. So I hope you enjoy those videos, and give me again that first person academic. So right in the I, that's fine, but keep it academic. I observed. I thought this was interesting for a particular reason. Keep it personal, but also keep it academic. Use those academic words, not just I feel, I think. Stay away from those. I comprehended, I understood better. I observed, these kind of phrases. Kind of get with those. So that's the sort of key, if you will, to those response papers. So All right, so just a quick summary. Test is due on Thursday. You'll have a study guide for that. That's on the Gospels. Excuse me. And also due on Thursday is your original post on the prompt. Then Sunday night is due your 2 responses to 2 separate classmates. Well, one, responses to 2 separate classmates. And then, of course, your response paper on the the Bible Project's videos on, of course, Romans, 1 Corinthians, and 2 Corinthians. So hope you guys are doing okay. Keep up. Keep going, my friends. If you have any problem, don't hesitate to email me or text me. I am here if you need any guidance or help, or if things are just getting behind and you just need to sort of help catch up. I am here. So reach out to me. But for now, my friends, have a good time taking that test, and I will see you next week for our next virtual meeting time in week 5. But for now, for week 4, that's it. Have a great day.